On what's going on with my subscribers? How y'all feeling, man? So, anyhow, I know I left y'all with the extradition part 1 and part 2, but this part 3. So, fair not. Anyhow, so man, let me tell you about Mississippi County. First of all, they gave me like I said, it was hella cold, man. It was like, I swear, it was like 30 degrees in them cells. It was snow. Superstorm Iris was taking, the whole Northwest by storm. It was raining and snowing from California to the Midwest. It was a big superstorm Iris. Google it. So, man, I'm in this motherfucker. They didn't give us no blankets. They just gave you a pair of pants and a t-shirt. And then from then on, you on your own. And everybody that was on the bus, the people that was on the bus that was staying or they were going a different direction, because Mississippi County, Missouri is a hub. So buses drive there and then you switch off to wherever else you about to go. So, man, he was fucked up. I'm glad I was on the run only for a pistol, but my celly was fucked up. That nigga was probably, he wasn't on America's Most Wanted, but he was on something close to it. So anyhow, and they had, man, when I left, I stayed there for 3 days. Remember, I got to talk to wife and everything, which was hella cool because I was able to track where she was. I think by the time I was talking to her in Mississippi County, Missouri, she was already damn near to Vegas. She had been doing it by herself, so I felt a little bit better. But all I know is I was freezing my ass off, and they was feeding us like they wasn't feeding us too cool, man. I was in there starving. You can't get no canteen because you on a transportation, so you just there waiting for the next bus to come that's going your way. So, man, I ended up going. So the bus came like 2 days later. Bam. So when I get into the van, it ain't even a bus no more. It's a van. It's a big ass little kidnap van like we used to call. Man, this is when it got rough, man. The seats is only built to accommodate like half your ass cheek. Like half your ass cheek. So you sitting halfway on, halfway off. And ain't no way to get comfortable because the van is moving. And then we always bouncing around and shit. So it got to the point, man, we're stopping at, it seemed like we're stopping at jails, prisons, drop off, pick up. That's the when we use the bathroom. We drop off the person or pick up somebody, but you go and use the bathroom. That's how it's going down. So I'm meeting all these different people on this van. I'm meeting people from the feds, people from all these different states, and I'm able to have conversations. And was like humbling. It's like damn near being in a teepee with a bunch of other chiefs from different lanes. Like it was a different mind frame for me. When I got to talk to somebody that had been to the feds versus somebody been to the state, man, it was a clear-cut difference in us. I hate to say it, but man, they think a lot different than inmates in state prison. So man, so when we left Mississippi County, Missouri, I didn't get to see the arch or nothing like that because there's 2 little slots in the thing, man. And if you could see something, you lucky, but it was covered by snow most of the trip, man. And you're shackled, like I said, you're shackled waist, hands, feet, and you're in this thing, and you can't stand up in the back of this van. So you're hunched over most of the time, and then sometimes it'll get packed. There'll be like 8 people back there, and then sometimes it'll be only 2. But no matter, it's still uncomfortable. Motherfuckers farting and shit, and it's like we're in a box. We look like a dog catcher van, for real. It's like a dog catcher van. So, and our diet now is 2 cheeseburgers and a fry with a bottle of water still. And that's the highlight. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to get back to California. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to get back to California. I don't even know where I am half the time. I just got to, hope that when we stop, I can ask where we're at. So we were by Mississippi County, Missouri. We left. We went through like Utah. We went through Iowa. We picked up somebody in Iowa too. He was cool. And then we picked up somebody that was going to California finally. He was going to Tahoe. Man, I was so happy to meet somebody from California. Man, so anyhow, man, we stopped in South Dakota. We went all the way up to North Dakota. Then we stopped in South Dakota in a place called Sturgis. That's where they have like the biggest motorcycle rally, bike rallies in the country. So, or the world, I don't know. But Sturgis was hella cool. Man, would you believe, hey, look. The police officers walk around with the taser in their hand like this. The taser. I'm like, damn. And the front door to leave is right there. So a motherfucker could have really escaped because it's really a Mayberry town. It's a Mayberry town, but the food was booming. The food was booming. It's the food that somebody cooked the food in their house and bring it to the jail. Because if the motorcycle rally ain't going on, the jail ain't going to be full. It's going to probably be like 10, 15 people in that thing. So they cook at the house and bring it to the jail. And they give you everything. Sturgis was cool. But we only got to stay there one day because the police got a spot in the van where one sleeps and one drives. But I guess after 2 days mandatory, they have to pull over and sleep. So that's why we stopped in Sturgis. So when they came to get us in Sturgis the next day, that was cool. They treated us good. We got back in his van. We probably about like 7 deep. I forget what. I think he was a Hell's Angel. He was a Hell's Angel in the van with me that won't stop talking. He telling me all about, Sturgis and the motorcycle gangs and how it's real. And you know what? I'm going to say, man, this dude right here, I thought he was bullshitting about a lot of the shit he was talking about. And I ate my words because this motherfucker, when we pulled into Sacramento, the police recognized him. And he all the way from North Carolina, but he had came through for a Hell's Angel motorcycle rally, and then I guess they got to scuffle with the police. They remembered his face, so I was like, damn, man, all this shit you talking about was real. That's crazy. But anyhow, back to Sturgis. Okay, so we jump in the van and we leaving the Sturgis, and we going through Utah. No, we went through Montana. Woo, Montana, that state don't end. If you go from east to west of Montana, you're gonna be driving for a long time. Then from there, we got to Idaho. And we remember we're stopping and picking people up. Then all of a sudden the snow, it like increased. It got bad. So we end up fishtailing the van, fishtailed, and we damn near went off the side of the road in the van. And how I know? Because we damn near got stuck and we had to get up out the snow. So, but we shackled, man. We in the back of the van. It's a dude from Puerto Rico that's going to Texas in the back with me. It's a Mexican dude too that was going to the feds with me. And then it was a couple of the white dude going to Tahoe. But we in the back of this van. We like damn near, we lightweight scared. I ain't gonna lie. We lightweight scared about this shit. So anyhow, we get all the way to Oregon. I'm like, man, I'm finally on the West Coast. I'm happy. But the snowstorm is so bad that the drivers of the transportation van, they like, man, we can't go on no further. So whatever jail we stopped, we had to pick up a dude that was doing some foul shit on the internet. Man, the fucking feds caught this dude. I guess he had some type of porn or something on his computer he shouldn't have had. And he was communicating with people in Atlanta. Man, them motherfuckers came and arrested him in Oregon and put his ass, he was going to jump on the transportation van. And he had no idea about nothing. He had never even been to the jail in his own town. So now we in this jail in this whole town. They didn't clear it off a whole old part of the jail to bring us from that van in there and house us because we can't go no further. So man, they're feeding us like children. They're giving us a sandwich and a handful of chips. It wasn't cool. But they gave us the TV, and guess what? They let us use the phone. So I was able to talk to my wife and see what was going on with her and how she was doing. So that was cool. But for the most part, man, them people in that part of Oregon I don't think they had a black man in that jail in hella long because all the people that was in the jail kept looking at me. The police was hella nice to me. They was hella cool. But they literally was, man, they hadn't had a black man in that jail. And that was crazy, and I could tell. So, man, then finally after about like 4 days there, and we trying to leave. That's about 4 days, man. It was time to go. And the van got some chains and shit. They got some chains and shit. But we had to nut up in that county jail, man. We had to flood and tear that motherfucker up and act rowdy. Because the van drivers was acting like they was scared to drive in the snow, which I feel them. But still, You got some people, like I was in the transportation for a gun charge, but you got some people that was on some shit for some punk ass, like a probation violation, where once they get back to their town, they just gonna cut them loose. But so they going rowdy, like, man, we ain't no prison inmates, nothing like that. So next thing you know, they finally was like, you know what, fuck it, we gonna try these chains. So they put us on. They drive into town with us. Go get some chains fitted, right? We get these chains on. We driving clunk 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 with these chains. Next thing you know, we hear clunk 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 blow. After we got like that, we was damn near 30 miles out of the town. We had to turn around and go all the way back because these chains then busted in the place they installed them wrong. So we had to go all the way back. And it was, remember, it was white out snow. But man, finally they started being nice to us. Instead of giving us two burritos, two cheeseburgers and a fry, they started giving us two tacos and something else. But man, anyhow, we got back to California. We dropped from Oregon back to California, and I'ma say, man, I was so happy to see my county jail. I damn near wanted to cry. I was so happy to finally be off of that. Man, that whole trip. I left December 27th. I did not get to Sacramento, California until like January 12th, 13th. Somewhere around there. I was a changed man. My ass cheeks was fucked off. I think that's where I lost my ass. I used to have a cool physique, but I think I lost it on that extradition right there. I started getting built like a truck driver. But still, man, I was so happy to see Sacramento County Jail after that ride. So here's some inside notes that I want to share. That I want to get shots out. Shots out to the extradition driver because, man, it was hard to go to sleep and she knew it. So she used to give us Tylenol PMs. I used to be like, let me get two, please. Boop. And go to sleep. That's how rough it was. Man, I was trading my food to get some Tylenol PM pills because she was coming around once a day like, y'all trying to go to sleep? Y'all trying to go to sleep? So, man, shouts out to her, man, because she made that ride hella cool. And on top of that, man, we had to bring in New Year's. I brought in New Year's on the bus, man. That was the most fucked up New Year's because it says, I mean, the way they say shit go is the way what you bring in the new year doing is how you gonna spend the rest of that year, right? So I brought in 2017. I brought in 2017 on the bus, right? And I spent all of 17 locked up. I spent all the 17 locked up. So but shouts out to them because on New Year's Day, they gave us some cupcakes and a Capri Sun. And you know, it might not sound like nothing, but when you on a bus and you ain't got nothing to look forward to, man, a motherfucking chocolate cupcake and a Capri Sun gonna work nice. But yeah, man, shouts out to them bus drivers. I mean, I met a lot of people along the way. I met people from the feds, people from Ohio. I mean, from everywhere on this bus. It was and people would sit next to me and tell me their stories. How the hell could I be same old dirt after going through something like that? It just it's too mind opening. And then when you realize, and on top of this is what I told you. I was realizing that my city is small. Yeah, I realized my city was small from the minds and the eyes of these people all across the country. But you know what? I done rambled all enough. That was the extradition. Go. Thank you for taking the time to follow this series, the extradition. Go.